Alright, we're ranking fast food restaurants. Let's do it. First off, all of these, never had them. They don't exist where I live. And or when I have traveled, I just decided not to get them. None of these. There's a few that I just haven't had that are in town. But that sums up most of them, so let's just get into it. So, Arby's.
A big slippery sloppy ping pong dingle dong.
C. Their food, not very great, gonna be honest. Their milkshakes, kinda alright sometimes. Bojangles, I hate their chicken. I know, I'm gonna anger a lot of people maybe, I don't know how popular they are. I have them at least once, generally, anytime I go down south, typically to Myrtle Beach or like somewhere in the Carolinas. Not great, gonna be honest. That's just my opinion. Not good chicken. I probably won't ever eat it again. Burger King survives strictly off being convenient, because their food is not great. I don't go out of my way to eat Burger King. I'll never, when somebody asks where I want food from, it won't be Burger King. The only time I get Burger King is if it's just, on the way if we're traveling, it's the only place like right in front of us or in the general vicinity. So either I'm blind or Hardee's isn't on here, so I'll rank it and Carl's Jr. together. Kind of like above Arby's in like C. Like the food is a little bit better than Arby's and Burger King in my opinion. I mean, we have Hardee's, not Carl's Jr. like real close to where I live, so like it's convenient. The food's good enough. Is it gonna be my go-to place ever? Not really, but it's a little bit higher. Not high enough to be B tier. If there's like a C plus, it'd go there. Chick-fil-A, we love our Chick-fil-A. It's gonna go up here. Overpriced as hell, but it tastes good. Nothing bad about it. Some places would call it the chicken of of the Lord, if you will. Some people would jokingly call it homophobic chicken, but Chick-fil-A is great. It's just I don't get it very often because it is overpriced. Plus they're remodeling the one, or at least one of them in my area, which is the one I usually go to. I don't really, here's the thing, I've ate Chipotle, but I don't really eat it. I've ate it a couple times in my life, so I don't know if this is a fair ranking. I'm just gonna put it in the middle, like directly in the middle, because it's, but going based mainly off memory, it's not bad or anything, it's just I don't eat a lot from Chipotle. Denny's, I do not care for Denny's in the slightest. There's nothing particularly that I necessarily enjoy from Denny's. You won't see me eat at Denny's, ever, really. It's not the worst food in the world, but it ain't gonna be any higher than a D. D for Denny's, I guess. Domino's, this is strictly based off location. No, I'm kidding, not that. E for Domino's. I'll put it above Denny's, I guess, just because I have it more frequently. Here's the thing with Domino's. If you live next to one, it's probably fantastic. I live on the other side of town from the nearest Domino's. So whenever I get delivery, it's usually either cold or like, it's not as good as maybe if you live right next to it or you live like maybe within a few minutes. So this is strictly location based. The times I actually go in and get Domino's and like eat it before it starts getting cold, I'll probably say we'll bump it up to a C, but I can't put it any higher just because I can't reliably order it for delivery and at a house of sometimes 4, 5, or 6 people, we usually get a lot of delivery. Dairy Queen food, well, I worked at a Dairy Queen and I know how the food is, and I can't put it any higher than an F, I'm gonna be honest. I've made the food there. I mean, it's not like their food is not anything special. I put it together, it's like edible, but would I want to eat it? No. Dairy Queen survives in my life strictly based off their ice cream, because they're one of the few ice cream joints in town. Five Guys, overpriced as hell, but really good. I'm gonna put it, I don't know why it's doing this bug here. I'll leave it on B for now. Good stuff. Had it on a boat once. One time I went on a cruise in my life. Really good. Overly expensive. It was like $10 a burger or something at that point. I think it's even more now. IHOP has gone downhill over the years. I'm gonna say a low B, high C-ish. I'll leave it here for now. Used to be my go-to place for pancakes whenever we went traveling. Like I said, anytime we went down to Myrtle Beach, you all know if you've ever been to Myrtle Beach. We always went to that IHOP every year at least once. I think we probably went one year like 2 or 3 times because back then it was really good. That was even before the IHOP fun stuff. That was years and years ago. Now, if they put one here where I live, that might raise it up to a high B, low A, just because then that'd be another pancake joint. We don't have a lot of those. So, KFC. Listen, I don't know if it's just my KFC. I'm a big fan. It's gonna go right here. I'm a big fan. Now, I used to be a bigger fan. It'd be an A. But to my knowledge, they don't have the buffet anymore, at least at my KFC. That they used to do, the in-store buffet. I could be wrong, they could have brought it back. I haven't ate in-store for a little while, but to my knowledge, they haven't. If they did, I'd put it up next to Chick-fil-A, because, you know, the in-store buffet, I used to go there all the time just a couple years ago. I was probably down there at least once a week. Because the in-store, they put out all the fresh chicken. Now, for Little Caesars, this one's going to be controversial. There's one right up the road from me, and I'm going to be honest. Their Crazy Bread hard carries. But their pizza's been okay. I've never been a person to actually have a problem with their pizza, especially when it was $5 for a pizza. Now I don't think they carry the hot and readies anymore, so that's going to affect their ranking a little bit. But I'm still going to put them like a high C, low B type beat. They're not only convenient, but also their pizza's gotten a little bit better. At least the one up by where I live. So put the little asterisk next to it. Based off the source I eat at, they've gotten a lot better. Long John Silver's, I'm idiot F. I don't eat seafood, so that definitely affects it. But I've heard this sentiment from people who do like seafood. I tried it once. I didn't nearly vomit it, but I did gag a little bit. Like, it felt like I was probably going to vomit, but I didn't, and I never ate there again. I was probably 8 or 9. I've not ate there since, and I will never eat there. I will take that to the grave. I will never eat at Long John Silver's again. McDonald's low-key ass, I'm gonna be honest. Like, all their food, not even their fries anymore, probably because Bill Gates supplies them with his farms, but not even their fries are good anymore. They don't salt them, they don't taste the same. McDonald's is low-key dog shit. The only thing that saves them is, like, convenience. That's the only thing that really saves them from an F. Now, between a high to mid D and like a low C, I'll put them in C strictly because they do have convenience. I'm one of the weird, like, 3 people on Earth that actually kind of likes the Shamrock Shakes every year they bring in. It's a little much sometimes, so I don't get them very often. I used to get them as a kid, like every time I went to McDonald's. You know, when they are out like one a week maybe. If I'm driving by, I'll swing by and grab one. There isn't much else redeeming. Their ice cream machine's always broken, which is funny, but their food's honestly dog shit. Like, it's to the point their burgers. I mean, if we can even really call them burgers, just look what a burger is made out of at McDonald's. Their burgers are atrocious. And that's not just one location, that's every location in my city and the surrounding areas. Their nuggets can sometimes be okay. It just depends on which one you get them from and if they're, like, actually fresh or not. Moe's? I've only ate at like once or twice. Like, recently. And by recently, I mean within the last couple years. Fine enough, I'll find something to eat, even if I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna move this atrocious place down here while I'm thinking about it. But Moe's, I'll probably put, like, somewhere in the top of C, like low B, I don't know. I don't eat there enough, and I'm not as a big enough fan to put it any higher. I mean, it closed down. By recording cut on me. But yeah, I did go make sure they didn't open. There wasn't another one nearby because I might go eat at it. Because the one in town did close. The only Moe's in town. But yeah, in the last couple of years I've ate there a couple times. It's alright. Nothing else really to say about it. Panera Bread is interesting because I like it. It's fine. I don't have an issue with it. But I just never eat there. This one is even out of like a certain like preference or preference or like dislike. I just never eat there, so I'm just gonna put it in C. That's the thing. I'm either nowadays I'm either just like eating stuff we have at home, occasionally getting one of the places nearby, or like going out to eat with like to these dinners and stuff that are up around town because you know it's politics season and it's event season, so I'm always going out. And it's a lot of the places I'm going out to aren't on this list. See, with Papa John's, it just kind of varies what mood I'm in, and just each time I get it, it's somewhere between here, like this range, and like right here. Maybe like, I think I'm gonna put it right above Little Caesars, just because they deliver and they're like also really, really close to my house. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it there because they deliver and they're, you know, in a convenient location. Pizza Hut used to be really good, like 10 years ago. Now, like here, I don't eat Pizza Hut anymore. They changed their sauce like a few, like well, I say a few years back, it's been a while now. But since then, I've ate it less and less and less. Now it's the point I don't ever get Pizza Hut anymore, even though there was one at a very convenient location. And one I used to go to and like dine in all the time when I was like a kid, but now not anymore. Popeyes is like B. Their chicken's just kind of dry. Like whenever I get it, at least. Maybe I just get it at the worst times. It's good, but the Popeyes in my town is pretty much not directly across, but like within a very short distance of Chick-fil-A. So why wouldn't I just go to Chick-fil-A if I'm gonna get chicken? It's also only a few minutes away from KFC, so if I'm gonna get chicken, why wouldn't I go to one of those two places I like more? So it's like, it's good if somebody gets it. It's a good time. It's a little dry for my taste, but that's fine. I'm still gonna eat it and everything. It's fine. Sheets. This is strictly based on the sheets in my town. Goes down to here based off a recent event. Somebody found maggots in their food, and I shit you not, it's true. If I could find the post, I'd throw it up on screen if I do find it. If not, well, it is just from somebody I stumbled across. They had maggots in their food. I will never eat there again. I will never eat anything from there again. Especially because the crew and the store hasn't responded or made any changes. I do not trust it. Once that's happened, the chances of me eating at that at least specific store or restaurant, no matter where it is, diminished to 0.01%. We don't plan on ever eating there again. Sonic, here, it's fine. Subway, eat dick. Good friend of mine that may or may not have been on the channel many times in the past. He still worked there years and years ago. I say years, well, years ago. And I've heard all of his horror stories. I've heard horror stories from family that used to work on a Subway. One of the ones in town. I've never been a big fan of Subway sandwiches anyway, but I will not eat there again. Subway could eat dick. Taco Bell. See, I'm just not a big fan of Taco Bell. There's nothing necessarily bad about it. You get your, you know, they have all these deals. They have all these things. Baja Blast are great. Don't get me wrong. I'll get that. I'm a whore for Baja Blast. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of everything else, yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me. See, we have a place similar to the Waffle House, but we don't actually have a Waffle House in my town, so I've only had it like twice. But you really get that hospitality. It is, the memes are true. They are exactly true. The thing I've learned with a lot of memes, and honestly a lot of stereotypes, they're all true. It's just nobody likes them, which is fair. That's gonna get quoted out of context. I specifically said that so High Zone that wants to try to expose me all the time can put it in a video. But memes about restaurants are definitely true, and stereotypes about restaurants are absolutely true. Anyway, it's gonna go in like, go up, damn it. It's gonna go in like B. Wendy's? Honestly, and this might be controversial. I don't know the general opinion on Wendy's. Social media, funny, BS aside, I don't know the general opinion on Wendy's anymore because I don't keep up with the opinions on fast food joints. But Wendy's for me is about 4 or 5 minutes from my house. Of that, we get it a lot. I won't lie, probably more than we should. Absolutely. Their fries are fine. I don't got anything wrong with their fries. They could salt them a little bit better, but that's, you know, it's fine. Frosties, goated. Yeah, let's be honest. They're not hard to make. You can make them at home, but like Frosties, goated. The burgers, 10 times better than McDonald's. At least the ones in comparison to the ones in my town. Absolutely. Are they still dog shit sometimes? Yes. But in comparison, and just overall, their food's better than McDonald's, which is the biggest competitor, obviously. And overall, the food's decent enough. It's just their service and screwing up orders is obviously at an all-time just bad, which it always has been, which is their biggest knock. That's gonna keep it at the highest, a B. I'm gonna put it like somewhere in here. I'm just gonna drop it. No, not there. I'm just gonna drop it in. I guess it's going about there. I'll put it above Cookout just because I have it more often, and that's the only reason. I might also put it... No, I won't put it above Five Guys for that same reason. Five Guys is better. Well, you know, fuck it. You know what? We're gonna do it. Yell at me in the comments. It only helps the video. But yeah, Wendy's is pretty good for what it is, to be 100% honest. It's probably the go-to burger joint for me, just because it's so close. If I'm gonna go bowling, which is like the only thing to do in my town, for just like there's no events going on, it's right next to the nearest bowling lane. So you know, you get yourself some Wendy's either right before or right after, and you know, you go bowling. Now I'm taking a look through the never hads. I think there's some in here that I meant to not put in here. Jimmy John's I don't have ever. I only get like just a drink from there because it's in a convenient location. But all the rich people go there, so it has to be at least decent. I don't ever eat there though. I think other than that, that's the only one I didn't mean to put in there. I've never had Wawa or Whataburger or Firehouse Sub, surprisingly, even though there's one in town. Like I said, I'm not much of a sub guy, just to be honest. And the rest of this, there's either not one in town, so I've never had it, or I've just never had it. Most of these don't have any in town, and I don't travel enough to really eat at any of these places. Other than that, that's pretty much the list, you know? Maybe I gotta try all these. Maybe I'll make that like a fun video here on More Joe. Trying a bunch of restaurants I've never tried, and just going around and trying the ones that are like nearby. That would be a long future video though. Anyway, I'm gonna make another tier maker soon, I guess.